Hi guys, welcome to my first video. I'm just going to basically quickly go through my team on my Hinckley save. It's now December 2017. I took over 3 points off the drop zone in January 2012 from the Blue Square North. We're now currently sat in second place in League One, which is an amazing accomplishment. We've won 3 trophies in 3 seasons, 2 FA trophies and 1 Johnson's Paint trophy, and we also lifted the League 2 playoff championship last season. I was expecting a serious season of struggle this year, having sold my best player, Stephen Harbottle, to Everton, a product of my youth academy, but we've actually done really well. The players have really tucked in. We've only got a small squad, operating within our means and stuff, but yeah, it's going well so far. So the first player I'm going to show you is the goalkeeper, Shane Fagan. He joined me in my second season, I think it was. He was released by Coventry and he came in on a free transfer. He's been my #1 goalkeeper ever since, really. A bit dodgy to start off with, because he was quite young when he joined. He's still quite young now, to be fair. But yeah, he's been a fantastic servant for the club, and he makes some wonder saves. He's probably the best free sign I've ever made on Football Manager, to be honest. In the history of the games, he's done really well. He's now being picked for the England under-21s. He's not played for them as yet. Not England, sorry, Ireland under-21s. He's not played for them as yet, and he's now 22, so he won't get the chance to. And I doubt he'll get a call up for the first team. He's not really good enough, and I'm continuously being told to sign a new goalkeeper. But he's done all right for me, so I'll stick by him until he starts really cocking up. Still makes the odd mistake, but nothing too serious. Just a quick look at his history, showing you that he's made 199 appearances for us so far, and he's conceded 221 goals, which isn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, the second player I want to show you is Jason McMahon. He's come through my youth academy. He's done brilliantly for me, much better than I could have expected. As you can see by his rating in the top left hand corner, he's going to probably go on to play in the Championship at some point. I've had a few clubs have a look at him. Nobody's made an offer as yet. He's in and around the England under-19s now. He got called up the other week. I don't think he played for them, to be honest, but he's in there. He's been with me since the Blue Square North. He didn't make an appearance then. He only made 1 appearance in the first year in the Blue Square Premier. But after that, he's been a mainstay in the team. Only gets, on average, a goal a season. He hasn't scored yet this season. But yeah, he's a real integral player. I remember, I think it was in my last season in the Blue Square Premiership, we played Arsenal in the FA Cup, got spanked 6-1. But he really did play well. He kicked Theo Walcott all over the pitch at one point. He did really well. So there's just a real quick look at his player history there. Like I say, as you can see, he's been a mainstay in the team. He's done fantastically well for me. The next lad, Ricky Fletcher. He joined the same time as Shane Fagan after being released from Coventry. Went straight into the team, and he's been fantastic for me. Last season he was an absolute rock. Scored a crucial goal in the playoff semi-final to send us through to Wembley. He's got 2 goals this season. He's done well this season, much better goal-wise than last season. He's more of a threat this year, and he's started assisting again. I think he's got 1 assist this season. His best was the Blue Square Premier Championship winning season, when he hit in 3 assists and 2 goals. But he's a real rock in my defence, and if ever he's out injured, we really do miss him. Next up's young Paul Morley, just capped at under-19s level. He's a youth academy product yet again. He's done well since breaking into the first team fully last season. He hit 5 goals. He's got 3 this season. He's a real, alongside Fletch, he's a real rock in the defence. Made about 11 appearances in the Blue Square Premier for me, but never really settled in, as Pat Kanyuka will have a look at later on, was holding down the defence then. But yeah, he's come in now. He's doing really well. I've had an inquiry from, I think it was Doncaster in the Championship a couple of weeks ago to sign him in the January transfer window, but that fell flat on its face. I won't stand in the way of any of my players as long as the deal's right for us, because I have to operate within my means on this, and the means are very tight, believe you me. I sweat over spending 50k on a player, so when I forked out, I think it was 150k on a player earlier on this season in the transfer window, I was almost crying parting with the money. But you know, yeah, he'll make me some money in the future, I'm sure. Now we're on to England under-21 international Liam Rennicks. He has been an ever-present for quite some time now. He's been my only left-back for a couple of seasons. I've not been able to bring one in. Last season, he was absolutely sensational for me in the promotion-winning season from from League Two, where we won the playoffs. He's only ever scored one goal for me, so his goals are about as frequent as flying pigs, to be honest. He gets in good positions. He sets up a lot of goals. He does have a lot of shots. He's just not very good at taking them, to be honest. But he's been a fantastic player for me. He's going to make me some serious money, I think, in the future. I can imagine him playing at Championship level. I don't think he'll go any higher than that. But yeah, he's another academy product, which is the way, obviously, I've said I'm making my bread and butter. Harry Forrester now. I sweated a bit before I signed him. He cost me 100 grand from Luton. He'd been in a bit of poor form towards the end of the season for them in League Two. But I signed him up. He scored twice on his debut on the opening day of the season when we beat Millwall 2-1. Came from behind in that one as well. He's done well. I've dropped him back into a midfield role now. He rotates between the central midfield and the right midfield position. Occasionally I throw him back up front again just to mix things up a bit during the game, but he's been a good signing for me. He hasn't really set the world alight goals wise. He's got 5, but his assists have been superb. He's got 7 so far, and he's a real workhorse. He runs around like a headless chicken sometimes chasing the ball down, but yeah, he's done really well for me. I've been really pleased. Money well spent. Conor Cody, the former Liverpool trainee, he made 10 appearances one season for Liverpool before being released. He then went on to Kettering. Played against him in the Blue Square Premiership. I can't remember if I played against him in the Blue Square North or not, but I definitely played against him in the Blue Square Premiership, and he scored against me in that. The season after he was later that season he was released, and he wasn't my choice to sign him. He was one that my director of football came to me with. I asked him to have a look for some players. He came to me with Conor Cody. I wasn't too sure about it, to be honest, but he's been fantastic for me. He's done what's needed to be done when it's needed to be done, and he's not scored for me, but he's really chipped in with some assists, and the midfield is definitely a lot tighter when he's in there. So yeah, he's worked out really well. Now my record signing, £220,000 I spent on Tom Fitt from Hayes and Yedding of the Blue Square South. He got a lot of goals and assists for them last season, 9 from midfield, goals wise, 12 assists. He loves a goal or two. He's been superb for me. He doesn't score tap-ins either. I don't think he's scored from closer than 30 yards yet of his 3 goals that he scored for us. He didn't come straight into the team. He had to fight for his place in the team. I think it was injury that pulled him in, but yeah, he's been a mainstay ever since that. I think it was actually Conor Cody who went out injured, and Fitt came in to replace him, and he's not looked back since. He's been fantastic for me. Definitely money well spent. His report isn't great, I don't think he's going to move much higher than the level he's at now. And I might not make my money back on him, but yeah, he's been a fantastic signing for me. I've been really impressed with him. Here's marvellous Martin Lawless. What a player he's been for me. Came through the youth team a few years ago in the Blue Square championship winning season. He scored 11 in 33 in his first season in the first team. Last season, I think he chipped in about 16 goals, and he's got 10 so far this season in the league, 12 in all competitions. He's one of those players where he's in the team 1 minute, he'll be sat on the bench for a few weeks because he'd stopped scoring, then he'll come in and bang about 5 goals in about 2 games. So he's a good player. He's been looked at by a few clubs in the Premier League. I know West Brom are always sniffing around him in January and the end of the season. They've not made a full bid yet, but yeah, there's teams always looking around him. We'll probably go on to play in the Championship, that's for sure. The Premier League might be a bit too far for him, but because his stats don't look that great to me, but according to the report and the interest that's shown him, he's going to be a quality player. Next up, it's the captain, the veteran, the oldest player of the team by quite some way, Paul Howarth. He joined me in my very first season on a free transfer. He scored 11 goals that season, and he's never looked back since. He's the record goal scorer for the club now, 109 goals in 221 appearances for him. Last season, he dropped back into midfield because Steve Harbottle broke through, and it was hard to fit Paul in. But he scored 20 goals from midfield. This season, I thought he might struggle in League One, but he's actually hit 11 goals in 21 in the league. So he's not done bad at all for me. He's been a superb player for us over the years, and I'll continue with him until he drops or until he retires. I think because he's just such a workhorse. His free kicks are sensational as well. He won the Johnson's Paint Trophy last year for us with a superb 30. I think it was about 30-yard free kick. Yeah, he's definitely been the star of the show as far as my save's been concerned. Dan Atkinson now, the backup goalkeeper. I needed somebody to challenge Shane Fagan. I was having a lot of goalkeepers thrown at me. I looked at Dan's scout report at the time, and it said he could go on to play in the Premier League. So I've brought him. He's not played for us yet. You know, he's been sat patiently on the sidelines. I've made him available for the reserves now, as I've done with a few players, just to keep him sharp in case Fags goes down with any injuries. But yeah, I've not seen anything of him yet, pre-season or in the league. He was injured pre-season. He's not had much of a shout in the league, to be honest. Fagan's form has been fantastic. Have contemplated giving him a game in the JPT or the FA Cup early round, but you know, Fagan's in such fine form, I don't really want to break it, to be honest. I thought I thought Tom Fitt was my record signing, but I'm now corrected. It's actually Elliot Andrews. I signed him from Carlisle United. They got relegated from League Two last season, but he managed to haul in 12 assists and 16 goals for them. He's got 4 in 20 for me, goals-wise, and 3 assists. He's not really been in the first team much. He's been more of a substitute, working through the midfield. He's not really hit the ground running, but it's going to take him a bit of time. It's a big step up from a relegation battle in League Two to the big teams we're playing in League One at the minute. I mean, we've got Leicester, Birmingham, Sheffield United, Blackpool, teams like that in this division, Millwall as well. You know, so it's a big step up for him, but he's done fine since coming in, and I think next season will be his season when he really starts pushing forwards. Junior Brown now, signed him last season from Wrexham, 12k. He played 31 games last season, didn't score for us, but he got 3 assists. He did well. He stood in well when he was counted. When he was needed, he was easy to count on him. He's only played, made 2 league appearances and I think 3 or 4 cup appearances this season. He's struggling to get in the team. His ratings aren't great, and as you can see, he's only 1 star. So you know, if a bid comes in for him in January, I'll let him go, because we've got young players that can come in and do the job that he's doing for us. But yeah, he was fantastic for me last season, so it was only fair to give him a bit of a run this season. But I think League One's just a step too far for him, really. Simon Davidson now, another one of my young players. He can play left back or right back. He's currently in for Rennes, who's picked up an injury. He's played 6 games this season so far in the league, and 3 in the cup competitions. He's a good player. The only trouble is he differs on the ball a bit. He's cost us a couple of goals dithering around on the ball, but he's another academy graduate, so and he's only 17, so there's a lot of room for improvement with him there, and they reckon he's going to go on to be a decent Championship left back if you look at his report stars. So fingers crossed he does, and he'll make me some money in the future, I'm sure. Any money's going to be a bonus, really, as they've come through the youth team and cost me nothing. So, it's not too bad at all. Scott Bromley, my number 8, probably the best midfielder I've got, to be honest. But he has a tendency of kicking lumps out of players. He's got a bad temper. He's a bit of a Joey Barton, I think. If you can't tackle, he'll nut you. He gets sent off a lot. He's currently dropped from the team because he just keeps giving away silly bookings. I warned him several times last season. I fined him a few times last season. He got sent off once last season. Got 13 yellow cards. He averages double figures yellow cards in a season. I'm surprised, actually. He's only been sent off once. I thought he'd been sent off much more than that. But yeah, he's actually only been sent off the once. But he gets suspended a lot for his bookings. He's a fantastic player, absolutely superb player. I'd recommend him to any club on this game. He's another academy graduate. Will go on to play in the Championship. I think the Premier League again will be too far for him. But he's an absolutely top-class midfielder at this level. And if it wasn't for his continuous bookings and suspensions, he'd do us a real good job. Fabian Brandy now, he's only made one appearance for me since joining on loan from Stevenage, but that's because we've had cup games and he's been cup tied and ineligible for them. I signed him. I've been trying to sign him for a couple of seasons as a bolster for the squad because of his pace and his ability to dribble the ball around players and stuff. His technique's very good as well at this level, so I'm hoping while he's here he can contribute something towards the squad and hopefully get a couple of goals. Paddy Kanyuka, Democratic Republic of Congo international, I believe. He's got 4 caps for them now. He's not really in my team this season, but he signed for us when we were in the Blue Square North. My first full season, because I took over in January the season before. His best season was our first year in the Blue Square Premier. He got 8 goals for us that season. He's only scored 2 goals since that season. One the year after and one last season. He's good to have as a stand-in now, but he's getting old, and I think League One's a bit too high a standard for him. He's made the 1 substitute appearance this season. He did fairly well. I think he was only on for about a minute or 2 though, so it was just to say that he'd play for us in this division. But I think he'll be going in the summer. His contract's up in the summer, so I think he'll be set for release. Young Willie McKeown, he's come into the first team last season. He made a substitute appearance last season. He's made the 1 this season. He's Scotland under-19s international. He's a regular for them. I've put him up for loan at the minute to try and build his experience, but he's going to be a decent player for us. I think League One's probably his level, but he'll be decent for us at some point. This season he'll probably feature a bit more later on in the year when we know whereabouts we are in the league. May get a run out in the JPT depending on who we get a bit further down the line, but there's not many games left in that. But yeah, he's good as a backup. He can come in and do well for us, I think. He plays for the reserves as well, so it's keeping him sharp and match fit. Now we have Fabian Lomas. what a player he's been for me. He'll go on and do well for himself. He's been in some decent form this season, to be honest. He's scored 5 goals. I think he scored all 5 of them over 3 matches or something like that. So yeah, he's done well. He's been with us since my first full season. He never made an appearance, but yeah, he's been ever present since breaking into the team in the first season in the Blue Square Premier. He's can be very frustrating. He scores a lot of goals that are offside. Then he breaks into a lot of positions, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and hits it wide. Very frustrating. A bit Theo Walcott-ish. He's just a lower league Theo Walcott, I think. But yeah, he does get some goals for us, and he's a workhorse, and he can take the ball around players all day long if he wants to, with his pace and his flair. So yeah, he's been a good player for us. Young Paul Roberts, we expect something from him. He's only 16 at the minute. Made his debut for me earlier on in the season. He was available last season. I think he sat on the bench when he was 15, when my striking options were a bit thin due to injuries. He looks like he's going to be a decent player for us, but we need to edge him in slowly, maybe a loan out to help him build his confidence and his experience. But yeah, he'll go on and he'll earn me some money, I know that much. David Yeboah, his journey's been interesting. He joined as a youth player from the academy in my first full season. Made a few appearances that year and got a goal. And he's been gradually easing his way in. The championship winning side in the Blue Square Premier is his best year. He got 15 goals that year. But he started off as a striker, but I know because of his pace, his ability to run at players and take players on, I decided to retrain him as a left midfielder as well, so he can play in both roles, and he's really flourished in the left midfield role. It's earned him international recognition with Ghana. He's made his first appearance with them, and he's on the under-20s level. He played 10 and scored 2 for Ghana, so it's really raised his stock there. As you can see, he's worth £1.6 million now. And the report says he's going to go on to play in the Premier League. I know you can't always count on what the report says, but that's not bad at all. That's it really then. That's the squad. There is on loan Ollie Wilkes from Norwich, but he's going back tomorrow, so that's there's no real need to show Ollie. He's made 8 appearances for us and scored 1 goal, but he's not made the impact that we hoped for. I think he'll struggle to make it at Norwich, or obviously in the Premier League. But yeah, so that's the squad. Sorry if I've bored you to tears. Thanks for watching. Bye.